It's playing. It's recording, so you don't have to say.
Yeah, I have a daughter. It's like, is this okay? Did I take it good enough?
All right, everybody, let's get settled. We'll see how we like this. New situation. Might be nice. Changes are always good. Thank you for the recommendation.
You're gonna be confused though when you tell us to face the pool.
I know. I'm gonna be like, reach towards the, It's good for our brains though, right? That neuroplasticity. It's
The
like,
front door and the pool.
this is the pool, the TV, the lobby. We'll call that the lobby. Okay. All right. Let's get settled. Whether you're using the support of your chair to sit back into, or if you're seated at the edge of your seat, either way, sit up nice and tall. Think about creating space between each individual vertebrae, lengthening through the crown of the head, creating space between your shoulders and your ears as well. And take a deep inhale, roll those shoulders up, and exhale back towards the back like you're putting them in your back pockets. So you have a nice proud chest here, a nice activated upper back. Consider closing your eyes or making your eyelids heavy so that you're not distracted by your visual world. And whatever's comfortable for you with your hands, whether they're on your thighs with your palms facing upward for a sign of receptivity, or maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly to feel your breath and your heartbeat, or you have your hands intertwined. Just find what's comfortable for you as we get settled in here, into our space and into our bodies. Begin to breathe in slowly through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. As you breathe in, visualize your abdomen, your rib cage, your belly, everything expanding. Let your belly go soft like an inflated balloon. And as you exhale, contract everything. Navel towards spine, ribs come in, lungs completely release all the carbon dioxide. Begin to add a little spinal movement with this. If you're sitting in the back of your chair, I invite you now to come a little closer to the front of your chair, almost like a mini cat-cow. So if you want to open your eyes for just one moment, inhale, open up your chest and your belly, and then exhale round the spine and collapse. Nothing big to start with, just small little cat-cows starting to warm up the spine gradually. On your next inhale, take the biggest inhale that you possibly can. Hold it at the top and let it go with an audible sigh. One more deep, deep, deep inhale. Breathing in the fresh oxygen that each of your cells is taking all over your body. And exhale. Get rid of that carbon dioxide. Ridding yourself of what you don't need anymore. Gently press your lips together. If it's comfortable for you, if it's not, don't worry about it. And gently breathe in and out through your nose. Maybe placing your tongue to the roof of your mouth to create a slight constriction in your throat so you hear almost the sound of the ocean Take a moment to think about the breath as a metaphor for life, how we want to live life, taking in what we need and what's good for our bodies, and trying to rid ourselves of what we no longer need. Continue for one more round of breath. And if you want to keep your eyes closed, you're more than welcome to. You know the routine. But if you want to open your eyes, that's perfectly fine as well. God bless. Take a deep inhale. Rise those arms up overhead. Visualize the crown of the head reaching, reaching, reaching up. Visualize your fingers reaching up towards the heavens. Lengthen through the spine as much as you possibly can. And then drop your left hand and reach up and over with your right towards the lobby. Look up at the sky, roll the shoulder back, shine your heart upwards, reach your bottom hand down as much as you can. And let's do a little neck mobility here. Inhale as you look up towards your elbow, and exhale as you look down towards the ground. Even if your eyes are closed, metaphorically, elbow, ground. Diagonal movements here with the neck. Should feel good in this cold weather to get some extra mobility work in. And then inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Reach, 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 lengthen. And exhale to the opposite side towards the pool. Roll the shoulder back, shine the heart upwards, and begin your neck mobility. Full range of motion. Don't sell yourself short. Don't just go through the motions. Really try to get deep into it. Beautiful. And on your own time, own breath, continue those lateral side bends with or without the mobility exercise. Finding your own timing, your own breath, staying on one side if you need it. Don't forget your breath, always inhaling on the expansion and extension, exhaling on the contraction. And when you're done with your next cycle, bring your hands to heart center on an exhale. Great job, let's do that, gathering up our energy, because I forgot to do it before we did our side bends. So let's bring our arms down to our side, palms up. Lower your chin and rise your chin up as you gather up energy, light, heat, maybe visualize pushing the sun upward as if you're in charge of the sunrise. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Set an intention maybe for class, maybe for the weekend. Maybe you have a challenging event that you're looking forward and nervous about. Set an intention as to how you think that's going to go, or not how you think it's going to go, how you're going to allow it to go. Just set an intention for your life, whatever it is here and now. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. We'll begin our spinal twist. Reach, 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 lengthen. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee, twist towards the lobby. Grab the back of your chair if you like, but don't grip too much. Just use it as a lever to allow yourself a little deeper into the twist. Each inhale, sit up a little taller, and each exhale, twist a little deeper till you're looking all the way over that back shoulder if you can. Take a moment to make sure that back shoulder isn't crunching up towards the ear. You want space always between your ears and shoulders, except when we're shrugging them on purpose. And you know I love that visual of the wet rag that your core is right now, detoxifying. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. And exhale to the opposite side. Begin your breaths, inhaling, sitting up a little taller, exhaling, twisting a little deeper. And then begin your spinal twists on your own breath. If there's a spot that you want to stay there. Maybe notice which side has more freedom. And again, there's no judgment in yoga. It's just body awareness. Couple more rounds of breath here. Allowing space and time to get nice and warm before we get to those fun warrior poses. And come through center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Great job right here with your hands reaching down towards the ground. Begin a little more neck movement, ear to shoulder on the inhale, chin to chest, exhale, ear to shoulder, inhale. We'll stick with the dynamic movements this morning. In the warm-up, we'll do the longer stretch after class. Getting ready for our joints, right? Warm-up is for the joints. Of course, some of the muscles too, but it's more about the joints, and the cool down is about the muscles. And then come through center, neutral neck. All right, hands on the knees. It's time for our cat and cow. Similar to what we were doing earlier, except more of an effort, so bigger shapes. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades together. Hinge at the hips, lower the chest between the legs, chin up. Exhale, round the shoulder blades, tuck the chin, maybe grab the tops of the kneecaps for a little bit of space. Tuck the chin and pelvis. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades together, drop the chest, hinge at the hips, chin up. Exhale, round the spine, pull the shoulder blades apart. Close your eyes and begin moving at your own breath's pace. And be sure to exaggerate each one. Again, full range of motion. Allow your hips to start to get involved a little bit as you tilt your pelvis forward in that cat position and tilt your pelvis backwards in the cow position. And then when you get to your next cat pose, begin to do your Sufi rolls, starting with the right side, swooping over to the left and back, all the way through cat. Now, if you want to do one in each direction and keep repeating right, left, that's fine. Or if you want to do 4 in each direction and then switch, that's fine too, or 2 and 2. So we'll find 4 in each direction. Try to make them bigger as you get warmer and warmer. Maybe get your shoulders involved, bringing your right shoulder to your left knee, left shoulder to right knee. Starting to feel my lower back warming up. Beautiful. And come through center. I feel like our core and our back are pretty warmed up. Let's begin our hip movements. So you know what to do. Lift the knee up first so that you get that portion of your ball and socket joint moving, and then open it up on an inhale and place it down. Great job. Inhale, close it up, or sorry, that's exhale. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Expand, contract. Option, you don't have to cross the leg if your hip does not like that. It's amazing what difference the weather makes. I feel so much tighter. Let's bring the heel in and then expand the leg or extend the leg. Remember, inhale, extend, exhale, heel towards that hammy. And place the foot down. Excellent job. Inhale. Opposite side. Exhale, close or cross. Inhale. Exhale, close or cross. 2 more. How about this? Do you notice one side here is, my right side was a lot tighter than my left. All right, and then let's start our knee mobility, full range of motion for those knees. Oh, I hope she's doing okay with her recovery. Speaking of knees. Yeah, she had her knee surgery on Monday, or Tuesday rather. I should reach out. Good, and place that foot down. All right, let's go to our ankles. Bring your feet underneath you, almost directly under your booty. And come as high as you can on your toes. Push through your big toes, stretching through your arches. And then roll onto the pinky side. I can't do it on this foot because of where I bruised it. And then come towards the big toe. And just continue trying to get that full range of motion, stretching through the toes, the arches, and the ankles. My ankle mobility has improved quite a bit from yoga. And you don't realize how important that is until you do, right? And then let's go to the tops of our foot. Untuck your toes and push into the top of your foot to get the top of your ankle nice and stretched. And then let's go to the opposite side. Great job. Grab your strap. I would like to do a little shoulder mobility before we get up. So bring your strap into a nice wide V. You go ahead. I gotcha. You're welcome. Sorry about not getting them earlier. I should just leave them at the front door is what I should do from now on. All right, so grab that strap into a nice wide V. And then inhale, bring it all the way back. Tap your back if you can. Exhale forward. If you're not feeling like you're doing anything, bring it a little more narrow. But I want you to be able to do full range of motion, so don't do it too narrow that you can't bring it all the way back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So your shoulder joint is the most complicated joint in your body. And it's really easy to mess with it. So it's really good to make sure you keep it strong and flexible and mobile. Good job. All right, let's do this. Are we ready? All right. Well, this time we're actually going to be, let's see, how can we do this? If you can all turn slightly that way, just for our sun A's. And you can close your eyes if you want to, if the sun is right in your face. I don't think it is. Is everybody free of the sun?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You could probably need to go over there for this part. All right. Inhale, lengthen. Reach up as high as you can. Exhale, forward fold slowly with a flat back. Let the crown of the head go down to the earth. Now, of course, you can be holding onto a chair here with the left hand. Breathe here. Inhale, rise halfway up. So it's like you're a tabletop. Like I could come by and put my coffee on you and it wouldn't spill. So shoulders are in line with your hips. Push your hips to the back of the room, shift your weight to your heels, in other words. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and lengthen the crown of the head towards the sun. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, either come up slowly, rounding through the spine, or come up with a flat back. Whatever feels better to you. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Again, I like to visualize like I'm letting the sun rise or helping the sun rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's add our lateral bends here to our sun A. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right hand, reach up and over with the left. Inhale, rise up, reach, lengthen. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold through center. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, rounded back or flat back. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful job. Now we can set up for our cow and cat. Now that we've welcomed the sun, I used to be better about it. I used to do a bunch of those every morning when I got up facing east. I haven't been doing it lately. I always feel good when I do. I need to start that habit again. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the chair. Make sure your head's not going to hit it. Come to a flat back. Bend your knees. Begin cow and cat. You can have your hands on your chair or your knees. Rounding through the spine, tucking the chin in the pelvis. And lowering the belly, pulling the shoulder blades together. Push the weight into the heels. Feel a stretch starting to happen in those hamstrings. Round the back, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis. Pull the shoulder blades together, lower the belly. Shift back to the heels. Great job. Continue these movements of cow and cat. Again, always trying to make the most of the movements, really exaggerating them. One more round. Great job, and then come on up from here. And we will begin our warrior sequence. I have been starting on the left. Today we'll start with the right foot forward. So, take a big step back with the left foot. Crescent lunge first. Take a minute to scooch your toes back if your knee is over your toe. You want your shin as perpendicular to the ground as possible. Bring your arms up overhead or at heart center if your shoulders are tired and you don't want to put your arms overhead. If your arms are overhead, pull your shoulders down away from your ears to activate your upper back. You can also be holding onto that chair with one or both arms. Try to lower into that lunge a little bit deeper. Crescent lunge. Take a moment to feel the strength in your legs. The other day I was shocked when I noticed my hips were so off. So take a moment, make sure you're not dumping into this hip. Maybe push the hips even physically so that you're not dumping, right? Weight is evenly distributed in both legs. Breathe here. Beautiful. Rotate to warrior two. Great job. You're now facing the lobby. The back foot is facing the lobby. The front foot is facing the television. Deep bend in the front leg, arms 90-90. I know that front leg is already tired. Gaze over your fingertips towards, don't look at the TV, that ruins the mojo. Look at the scenery outside through the window. Straighten the leg. Paint the sky with the right arm. If you need the chair, just tilt backwards slightly, not a lot. Great job, arms 90-90. Keep the legs straight for now. Reach towards those windows and then stack the shoulders for triangle pose. Let's settle in here for a couple minutes, checking on your alignment. Back and front heel is lined up with the back arch. Beautiful, both legs are relatively straight, but don't lock out your knees super tight like we do in mountain or star. shoulders to the long edge of the mat as well. That'll have that stretch in that groin area. Beautiful job. I'm gonna just rotate your shoulders backwards a little bit. There you go. Beautiful. And take a deep inhale. Go back to warrior two. Bend in that leg. Now reach towards those windows. So your torso is no longer straight up and down. And then stack the shoulders for extended side angle. Beautiful. Breathe here for one more round of breath. And then floss. That's the term that's used for flowing between two poses. Inhale, straighten the leg, triangle. Exhale, bend the leg, extended side angle. Maybe it helps for you to push your front knee back a little bit with your wrist. My knee likes to track forward and you don't want that. You want it tracking right over those toes. Good job. Extended side angle, triangle. Where do you think the inhale is? Anybody?
One down.
Nope.
No.
Extension, so we're extending the knee, so that's the inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, flexion, good. One more round. We're getting in there because we have some good balance poses to do today. Warrior two, arms 90-90, chest straight up, and we'll do our normal transition. Cartwheel the hands, step forward. Hands to heart center. Let's take one deep inhale. And exhale. Bodies are warming up now. Take a big step back with the right foot so your left foot is forward. Beautiful job. Deep crescent lunge. High on the back toes. Remember that shin perpendicular to the ground. Don't let your knee come over your toes. Shoulders are back and down or hands at heart center or you're holding a chair. Totally up to you. Make sure your feet are in two different lanes for stability. You do not want the back foot to be right behind the front foot. Beautiful. One more round of breath. And then rotate the back foot. As you rotate the back foot, your whole body is going to follow. That's why your ankles are so important. Your body follows where your ankles go. Warrior two. Toes towards the Christmas tree. Front toes, back toes towards the pool, deep bend in the front leg, gaze over the fingertips, arms are 90-90. Beautiful. Breathe here. Excellent job, everybody. Straighten the front leg, paint the sky with the left hand or lean back slightly if you're using the chair. Breathe here. This is called reverse triangle. And our feet, as you notice, are still in the same position as they are for triangle and warrior two and extended side angle. Bring your arms to 90-90 on the inhale. Exhale, triangle. Now, think about getting your chest and your shoulders as square to the pool as you can. So you're stacking those shoulders. Beautiful adjustments, everybody. One more round of breath. Looking good, looking good. And then arms 90-90, warrior two, with the torso straight up and down to set up for extended side angle. Reach to the front, to the tree, and then exhale, stack the shoulders. Again, if it helps to push your knee back with your wrist, that's fine. Just don't want that knee tracking inward. Begin flossing between triangle and extended side angle. Inhale as you extend the knee. Exhale as you bend the knee. How's that arm feeling? Mine's tired. Land in the extended side angle. Arms to 90-90, making it warrior two. Cartwheel the hands, come to center. Inhale. And exhale. All right, we build from here, as you know. Everybody feeling okay? Good. All right, right foot leads, left foot steps back. We won't hold the poses for as long unless we get to a new pose, and we're about to. Twist your triangle, or twist your crescent rather. Open it up. Beautiful job. Try to square those shoulders to the opposite side of the mat, but your hips are still squared to the front of the room. Again, catch yourself if you're dumping into the right hip. This is going to change my practice now that I know I'm doing it. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, lower the knee just one time today. Bring your arms in. Inhale, and warrior two. Spinning on the back foot. Great job. Straighten the front leg. Reverse triangle. Paint the sky with the right hand. Back to warrior two. Inhale, reach to the windows. Exhale, stack. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Find a chair seat right here. This is where we're gonna add on for this round. Nice low chair sit. Take your belly button, push it back to your spine. Take your pelvis, push it towards the Christmas tree wall or the front of the room. Breathe here. Arms can be overhead on your chair or at heart center. Can you get an inch lower? One more round of breath. Great job. Inhale, rise. I'm just going to give you a little break. I'm not going to make you go directly into it, but we are going to go into warrior three, right leg plants, left leg lifts. Flex the toes towards the earth. Straighten the leg as much as possible, like you're trying to put a footprint on that back wall. Square the hips and shoulders. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe your airplane is just taking off. Maybe you're in full flight. Whatever you're doing is perfect for where you are today. Maybe your toes are even still on the ground. All good. Exhale, lower it down. Great job. Shake those legs up. All right. Let's take a big step back with the right foot. Crescent. Twist your crescent. Oops, sorry. I know I did it right. Right forward, left back. Felt wrong for a second. Breathe here. Inhale, lengthen, arms overhead. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, rotate the back foot. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, reach up and over. Take one inhale here. Exhale, find warrior two. Inhale, reach to the front. Exhale, stack the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the leg, triangle. Exhale, bend the leg. Now bring your arms to 90-90 and cartwheel the hands into your chair seat. Good. Tuck the navel back to the spine. Tuck the pelvis towards the front of the room. What I'm hoping you feel here, no shoulds, right? What I'm hoping you feel is your core engages and a little relief comes from that lower back. There's a little stretch. So navel in, pelvis tilts. Great job. Rise up from your chair and hinge forward into warrior three. Activate the glutes by squeezing the glute of the leg that's up in the air. One more round of breath, and exhale, lower down. You guys look really good, I gotta tell you. Those airplanes or warrior threes are looking amazing. All right, here we go. This is where we will add our stars and goddesses. Okay, and forward fold. To give you a little warning today where we're going. All right, take a big step back, crescent lunge. Actually, let's play here for a minute. Crescent lunge, Rotate the back foot 45 degrees. Notice the hips come to a little angle here. That's okay. Still try not to dump into the front hip. Now rotate back to crescent. Rotate the foot only to 45 degrees and notice how those hips follow. It's just such a good lesson in how intertwined everything is, right? Crescent, rotate, twist. Your whole body, your hips and your shoulders want to go with you. Try to keep your shoulders forward. Great job. One more time, crescent lunge. Good. Twist. We won't hold here for too long. Crescent lunge. Drop the knee. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Spin that back foot. Whole body follows. Straighten the leg. Reverse triangle. Bend back to warrior two. Oops, nope, sorry, we gotta do triangle first. Reach to the front of the room. Triangle. I think I did it the wrong order the second time, but that's okay. And then bend the knee. Extended side angle. Now straighten the knee, inhale, triangle. Bend the knee, extended side. One more, straighten the knee. And rotate your toes so that they're both facing the corners of the mat and find a star pose. Here in star, we start at the ground and we work our way up. Squeeze the mat with all 10 toes. Squeeze the kneecaps up so that your thighs are super tight. Squeeze your glutes. Press your navel back to your spine. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Lengthen through your elbows and fingers. Lift your chin up. Close your eyes and squeeze so tight that you almost feel like you're vibrating. Or maybe not even almost. Maybe you are vibrating. Great job. Exhale, release the squeeze and come into your goddess pose. And do a few flossing moments here. Where we inhale, star, exhale, goddess, rotating the knees back, tucking the spine under. Continue this breath until you feel ready to settle into goddess. And we'll stay in goddess for 2 or 3 rounds of breath. One more round of breath. Beautiful job. Star pose. And hinge forward fold. Try to let your head hang low to the ground. Maybe widen your stance a little bit if you're comfortable with it. The wider your feet are, the more chance that your hands can touch the earth. And maybe begin a little gentle rocking side to side. We will do our lateral lunges together. Let's try something new here. Take your left hand, is everybody touching the ground almost? Yep, okay, take your left hand down to the ground. Reach your right hand up for a twist. We have a group today that can do this. I will always do this. If you're at home taking this, don't worry about it if it's hard, or you can put blocks under your hands. And then inhale, twist. Exhale, lower. Good job. Begin bending your knees side to side gently. Consider, if you want to challenge yourself, letting your hands come off the ground. Deep bend in the knee. Make sure the toes are facing the lobby so your knees track forward. Great job. And then if you want the challenge, follow my prompts. If you want to roll up slowly, please roll up slowly. For the challenge, come to flat back and reach towards the lobby. Now lengthen through the spine as you come up using your core muscles. Beautiful. Point your toes, front toes towards the Christmas tree TV wall. And then exhale to warrior two. Good. Take a nice deep inhale here and exhale, cartwheel the arms, come to center. Sit into your chair. Beautiful. If you'd like to try something new, it's not so new, we've done it before. Come onto your toes and chair. Maybe at this point you are holding on to your chair, or maybe you try to do one arm or both arms off. Push through the big toes as much as possible. Good, don't forget that C curve in the spine. You want to lose that. Press the navel back and the pelvis forward. Good job, lower the feet. And instead of warrior 3 this time, we will practice our tree pose on the right side. Bring the toes to the mat to start, and make sure your leg is rotating outwards. And then as you start to feel comfortable and stable, you can bring the leg up as far as you like, or keep your toes on the ground. Try to challenge yourself by lifting one or both arms, or having your hands at heart center. Either way, just breathe. Push your right thigh, inner thigh, into your left foot to avoid that dumping into the hips that I've been referring to all day. Maybe you have branches that shine out, maybe you sway in the wind. But remember that metaphor of trees this time of year getting rid of their shit that they don't need so they can grow back bigger and better? What are you going to get rid of? Don't worry, this will not be public. This will just be for you guys. What are you guys going to get rid of this season? Maybe there's something you need to get rid of. Think about it. And let go. And really, that's why they do it, right? So that the next season they're more full, they're deeply rooted, deeper rooted. So it's a good process to rid of what's not needed. Take a big step back with the right foot, crescent lunge. Remember we did that little exercise as we rotated the foot for warrior 1 versus crescent lunge. Good, warrior 1 versus crescent lunge. Try to keep your shoulders square even though your hip is moving to the side. And then land in crescent. Great job. Twist your crescent. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, lower the knee 1 time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Paint the sky. Triangle pose. Bring the arms 90-90, stack the shoulders, or that's reverse triangle. This is triangle. And then bend the knee. Couple of rounds of this. Inhaling as you extend the knee, exhaling as you bend the knee. And the next time you are in triangle with a straight knee, find your star pose. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Starting from the ground, you do it. Start from the ground and build your way up. Squeeze everything as you come upwards. Close your eyes. And picture yourselves as balls of light and energy. Right? That's all life is energy and vibration. All day, every day. So the more energy you have, the more you have to give. Doing yourself a great favor by being here today to increase that Kundalini energy, that life force. And find your flossing between goddess, tucking the spine under and rotating the knees out, pulling the shoulder blades together, and star. Beautiful. Few rounds like that. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. And then settle into goddess for a few rounds of breath. I'm going to count on you guys to count your breaths, and then forward fold when you're ready. Good. Find your way back to star and forward fold when you feel ready. Or you could fold directly from goddess. It can just be tricky. Let the head hang. Let's do those twists that we did before. I don't remember which arm I did first, but it doesn't really matter. Let's place the left hand down, reach up and over with the right. Good. Bring your feet a little wider if you've got trouble holding onto the ground. Exhale, hand down. Inhale to the opposite side. Like I said, at home, if you're doing this, you can use blocks or like big books or something. Good. And then hinge forward or round up through the spine to a flat back if you're coming with me. Reach your arms overhead towards the pool and then come up all the way. Warrior two, rotate the front toes, bend in the front leg, arms 90-90. Cartwheel the arms, come forward, chair sit. Tuck your spine under. Pelvic forward, navel back. Come on, actually let's not come onto our toes this time. Let's twist again. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. If you can let go of your chair, your palms can be pressed together. Inhale, come back through center. And exhale to the opposite side. If you're holding on, the left hand is now holding the chair. Inhale, come up from here. And straighten those legs. Let's find our tree pose. On this side, press your inner thigh into that foot. Take your time to get to where you want to be. Maybe you notice this side is a little more wobbly or less wobbly. Breathe. And come down. All right. You thought you got out of that mobility drill that we were doing? You didn't. I'm just going to do it a little bit differently today. So let's go ahead and get into our seats. Good job, everybody, by the way. Do you feel complete? Do you feel like you did enough? Okay. We got a little bit more work to do. All right. Let's take the left foot underneath you. The goal is to have it, I said you didn't get out of the mobility. The goal is to have it with your toes untucked, but as you're beginning this drill, you may want to gently tuck your toes. The other goal is to not put any weight in this leg. So it's all the front leg doing the work, okay? So inhale, raise the knee, and exhale. The raising the knee helps because you can use the momentum to kind of trigger you as you come up, pushing through that front leg. Good. Nice. And then lower down. Try to lower down slowly. Inhale. Exhale, place the foot flat and push up through the heel. Good job. Two more. Find your own pace, own rhythm. You know that inhale is on the knee up and exhale is on the push. Really strengthening those hips here, right? Beautiful, as well as, of course, the quads and everything else. Other side. 4 rounds total. Find your own pace. Maybe you notice after a few weeks of this, we're in like about week 3. Maybe it's getting a little easier. Maybe you find a little more freedom. Maybe you try to do this at home when you're getting out of your chairs. Beautiful. And down. Excellent. All right. Let's start with our ankles and just do a little stretching here. Because we did a lot of ankle stuff today. And then we'll take that strap, put it on the ball of the foot. We're going to do a little extra ankle stretching, and then we'll leave our lower body alone for a second. Cross the strap, and then begin to pull on one side so your foot comes inward. So you stretch the outside of the ankle and up the shin, and then let the outside strap go slack and pull the inside strap so that you're stretching the inside of the ankle. Beautiful. And just begin to kind of floss between those two. See if you can get a little deeper in your range of motion as it starts to loosen up. Great job, and point flex. point, roll, and we'll do the other side, and then we'll go to upper body and make our way down. Cross the strap, like an X. Good, pull on the inside strap. And then pull on the outside strap. Which side has more mobility for you? Inside for you, mine's the outside. Isn't that interesting how different everybody is? And continue back and forth. Like a little pulley, right? A little pulley lever. And then begin to point and flex, and point. And then roll in both directions. Great job. All right, bring the strap up. A little more narrow this time than when we did our warm-up, because you want to pull back and you want it to not be able to go any further than about your temple height. Breathe here. Feel the opening of the shoulders, front of the shoulders, and then exhale to one side, looking up if you can. Really feel the stretch in the top shoulder. Come back to center, inhale, exhale to the opposite side. And inhale to center. Beautiful. Neck. Left ear to left shoulder. Left hand comes up and over and comes over the right ear. Pull gently down and reach down towards the ground with your right hand. Feel the lengthening of the neck. Be careful not to lean over to the side with your spine. You want everything but your neck to be straight up and down. Exhale, chin to chest. If it's enough for you to just let your chin rest towards your chest, leave it there. If you'd like a little bit more, place your fingertips only right where your skull meets your spine and gently press down. What I don't want is this. Okay, just a gentle press down. Keep your spine nice and tall. And then exhale to the opposite side, rolling your ear to shoulder, right side. Reach with your right hand over your left ear and reach down with your left hand. Breathe here. Great job. Come through center. Excellent job. Let's start with our hips and go down today. Cross your ankle over your knee. Gentle pressure in your inner thigh. Hinge forward with a flat back. So your chin stays up and your shoulders stay back. No rounding spine here. Not yet at least. Breathe here. After your next inhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, and let your forehead fall towards your legs. Allow everything to relax, your facial muscles, your shoulders. Just don't fight it. Let gravity do its work. Cross the leg. Take the opposite hand to the knee and twist. Making over the shoulder like we did at the beginning of class, just with a little added hip stretch with the legs crossed. And come through center. Uncross your legs, we'll do the left hip. Crossing the ankle over the knee. Gentle pressure on the inner thigh if you like it. If it's too much for you, don't do it. As always, come forward, chin up, belly down, shoulders away from the ears. Take a couple rounds of breath. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin, round the spine, and just bow forward. Come on up from here on an inhale. Exhale, cross the knee and twist. And come through center. Strap on the fleshy part of the foot. We have 2 more stretches. So the strap is best on the fleshy part of the foot under the toes and not on the arch, because it allows your foot to kind of naturally have a little, or your ankle to have more flexion. So your toes come up, and that gives you a deeper stretch in your calf. Bring your foot nice and wide for stability, your opposite foot, and then walk your way down. You can be over your leg, or you can be more towards center. Maybe play with what feels better or what you need more. Over the leg is going to give you more hamstring. Center is going to give you a little more back and hips. Try to let the head hang, forehead towards the leg. Inhale, come on up from here. Open the leg up to the side. Reach up and over towards the leg. This one gets me every time. And come up from here. Beautiful job. Opposite leg. And then walk your hands down. Again, play with or discover where it feels best to have your chest falling. And just try to let gravity take you down. Don't give yourself tension in the neck, shoulders, brow, or jaw. And then gently come up from here. Open that leg up to the side. Reach up and over. And make your way up. Any additional movements you'd like to do? Maybe a little shoulder shrug or shake. And just begin your slow, deep breaths as we enter into Shavasana, or final resting pose. Don't even worry about a tall spine here, honestly. If it feels good for you to sit up really tall, do it. But if you just want to relax in your chair, that's okay too. Your work is done. And again, decide what you'd like to do with your hands. Maybe move your hands up your torso as we review our chakras. Your root chakra starting at the base, where you are now connected to your chair. It's your connection to the earth, your roots. The color red is the association. And the day for your root chakra is associated with Mondays. As you go upwards towards your belly, your creative zone. Breathing in, maybe picturing the color orange to open up that creative chakra. And then up, another palm print up towards your tummy and your intestines, your yellow chakra, your intuition, your gut instinct, your knowing force. And then your heart chakra. The color green is associated with the heart chakra. The heart chakra is what connects your three lower chakras, which are all about you and your humanness, to your three upper chakras, which are all about you, your connection to other humans, and your connection to a higher force. Now today we're going to talk about the throat chakra. So maybe gently place your hand on the area between your chin and your chest, on your neck-ish. Maybe place your hands like where you would check your tonsils almost. Just breathe into that area. The color associated with your throat chakra is a bright blue. And the day it's associated with is Friday, which is today. Your throat chakra represents your ability to be heard. It also represents your ability to speak your truth. Find your voice. It also represents your ability to connect with others through kind words, through loving words coming from that heart chakra up through your throat chakra. This chakra is often what is clogged when we are in a challenging situation or relationship. You know, hard talks are hard. But if you can meditate on the color blue and send breath to that area to unclog it before entering into some kind of challenging conversation, it can really help. Just breathing alone helps. And then making your way up to your third eye chakra between your eyebrows. This is different than your gut instinct. This is your intuition from your higher self. And then up towards the crown chakra, your connection to that higher self or to the universal powers or your God or whatever you believe in. Take a deep breath, starting from the crown chakra. Make your way down, letting that breath come to the third eye, through to the throat, down to the heart, into your gut, into your creation, your creative zone, and down to the root, your connection to earth. Come back up with an inhale from the root, all the way up to the throat, and land on the throat. And I invite you to say these affirmations out loud or to yourself after I do. My voice matters. I speak with integrity. my truth. I speak words of kindness. I understand and know the importance of my words and my voice. Seal that in. And I welcome you, if you feel a little bit more free in your voice, to think about maybe today giving a few more compliments, or having that hard conversation, or allowing something that's really eating away with you to come out in a kind way to resolve it. We resolve our issues through our throat chakra, through our voice. It's a very important chakra. And take a deep inhale, rise your arms up overhead, gather up energy, light, honesty, truth, kindness, joy, wisdom, everything that your voice has to offer. And bring it into your heart center, and then to your third eye. The wisdom, the honesty, and the joy in me is that with you. I bow and say namaste. Namaste, friends. So I don't know if you've all noticed that these are the chakras. So we've covered all of them now, but we'll keep reviewing them. And the reason I really started to believe in this is because before I knew about the chakras, I was getting a divorce, or I was having difficulty in my marriage. And I used to have this constant dream. You know the hairballs that are in your shower that you pull out, and they're like squirrel's tails? I used to have a dream that I was pulling one out of my throat. And it just kept coming and coming and coming. And I realized later that it's because my throat chakra was clogged, because I was in such an unhappy marriage, and I wasn't able to, have the relationship I wanted, speak my voice, exactly. So now that, when I realized that, I was like, oh my gosh, I was having that dream, and that's exactly what was going on. It was before I even knew about the chakras. So that's when I got really into it. You're welcome for today. And look, you're wearing the red color for today. I wore it too.
So that's the blue.
It's more like this one. It's a little less aqua. I mean, but you can see that they're similar too. It's just a little less bright. But yeah, that's the exact color. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did that. Yeah.